Hey everyone, and welcome to the week 20 workout. We are halfway done with our pregnancy, which for some of us may seem like a relief with the promise of possibly feeling better. Now, I've heard a lot of people say with the second trimester you have a lot more energy and you start feeling better, there's less nausea. I'm still waiting for this to happen, so if you're like me, the week 20 is a great milestone. If you've already started feeling better, more power to you. This week's workout is going to be a leg workout. We're going to work the major muscle groups of the body. For this workout, you will need either just your body weight, and if you choose to add extra weight, you can do so with weights or resistance band. I'm going to show you how to increase resistance and difficulty through the workout with both weights and a resistance band. It's going to be a little bit different than the previous workouts. We're going to do each exercise with easy, moderate, and then heavy or hard. And we're gonna go with more repetitions at the beginning. In the middle, we're gonna do slightly less, and then with the hardest resistance, we're going to do less. I'm again going to add resistance with weights and a resistance band as we move through the workout. Let's start with a warm-up. To start off, we're gonna just do a march in place, lifting your knees up. And this is just to get the blood starting to flow through your legs, wake up your lower body. You don't want to kick up so high that you're hitting your belly. I finally started getting a little bit of a belly, and by saying started, I mean it started probably like 4 weeks ago, but now I finally am starting to look pregnant, and people I think are a little bit more comfortable asking me if I'm pregnant. I'm just gonna add a little bit of arms. I can already feel my legs starting to wake up. It's also important to note that every exercise we do can be done just with your body weight, and you can just increase the number of repetitions to max repetitions in the last round to max out those muscle groups that we're working. The next exercise is we're going to do finger walks down our legs into a deadlift position. Now, you don't want to lock your knees. You want to keep your knees slightly bent and then slowly bring your fingers down your legs. It's important not to crush your belly, go as far as your legs feel like they can, and then come back up. This is gonna wake up our lower back for when we do a little bit of deadlifts later. Wake up our hamstrings. We're not gonna do a ton of these. It's so important, especially as our bellies get bigger, for us to maintain good posture. A lot of times I found myself, especially in the past week or two, starting to cave in and let my belly come forward and my hips start to sink. So you want to make sure, especially with this, that we're strengthening our lower back so we maintain that posture throughout pregnancy, and then don't kind of give in. That's going to increase our back aches. Let's just do 2 more. All right, the next exercise is for the warm-up is just a side-to-side lunge. This is to stretch out the groin. Start by going shallow and then deepening your lunge as your legs get warm. I never realized how tight the groin is until I do one of these. I'm cracking all over the place, every single joint. A couple more. And the last part of the warm-up is going to be a skater move. We're going to kind of go to the side and go back to the side. This is to warm up and wake up the IT bands on the side of the legs and the side of the glute. Now, if this feels unsteady, just step side to side, and you're gonna start to feel it right in the side of your leg. Since the Winter Olympics just ended, we can start to relive those days by acting like we're somewhat speed skaters. 2 more. All right, let's start the workout. The first exercise we're gonna do is just a squat with a leg lift out to the side. You're gonna start with just your body weight, so you can keep your hands behind your head, or you can keep them here and kind of an air squat, like the squats that we've been doing. And then you're gonna kick your leg out to the side, air squat, kick your leg out. We're going to do 8 on each side. I'm gonna keep my hands here. Whew, that warm-up was more intense than I thought. And actually, I'm gonna keep my hands on my hips. Down, up, keep the chest up, the knees tracking back, not over the toes. Go as low as you feel comfortable. All right, so that was 8 on each side. Now we're gonna do 6 on each side, and we're gonna start with the weights. I'm gonna use 10s. I'm gonna keep them right by my side. My shoulders back, my chest up, my feet slightly wider than hip width. We're gonna go down and up. Again, if these at any time feel too hard, just drop the weights and do them body weight only. Last one. Good. I'm gonna drop these. I'm going to grab my resistance band. I'm gonna put them right above my knees. Maybe a hand width up my thighs. Now we're gonna do the same squat and leg lift with the weights and the bands. This time, we're only gonna do 4 on each side. Chest up, shoulders back. Ready? Now, if you don't have the equipment or you wanna just do body weight, this is the round you're gonna pause and do max repetitions. And we're done with that exercise. The next exercise is going to be a lunge with a kick up at the end. So it's going to look like this. You're going to get into a lunge position. You're going to lunge, and then you're going to kick your leg up. And lunge, and kick your leg up. If this is unsteady, hold onto a wall, hold onto something stationary that's sturdy. I could hold here and just go down, and then kick up. And you're going to do 8 of these on each side. Again, knee tracks right over the ankle, 90 degrees in both legs. And we're going to swap legs. On each side. The next way to intensify it, where we'll do slightly less repetition, we're going to do 6 on each side, is again with the weights. You're gonna hold them right by your side, still do with that back kick. I'm gonna again use the 10s. Now again, if you're somebody who needs that stability, holding onto a wall, holding on to something stable, just use one weight. We'll see how this goes for me. I did that one last. That was 6. Next side. Okay, last modification. We're gonna use the band again. If you don't have a band or you're not using one, use this time to catch your breath, get some water, take a little bit of a rest, move side to side, don't be stationary. My lunge is going to be much narrower now that I have the band on. It's going to be a slightly less dip and then kick out. And we're going to do 5 on each side. Whew. Five is done. All right, carefully take this band off. All right. The next exercise, again, body weight only, similar to what we did this in the warm-up. It's a deadlift. I'm gonna have my hands crossed, and this time I'm gonna slowly, with my knees slightly bent, bring my chest down, and then bring it up. And we're going to do 15 of these. Now, if you're somebody who would rather have your hands like this or like this, more power to you. This feels the most comfortable to me. You're going to start to feel it in your lower back if you try to keep your back in this correct positioning during this whole exercise. Last one. Yeah. Now we're going to add some weight to that deadlift. I'm going to use 10s again. Use a weight if you feel confident that you're going to be able to carefully and safely be able to bring your back up without starting to hunch over like this and then hyperextending your back, okay? Knees slightly bent and down to the front and then up. I'm gonna do a little bit of a squeeze with my booty at the top too. Don't push your hips forward though, just squeeze right into the correct alignment. If you don't have weights, do the same thing, 15 of these. Otherwise, we're gonna do 12. Okay, last variation of this exercise is going to be a deadlift. At the bottom, you're going to do an upright row or a bent over row. What that means is you're going to go down row, down, back up. If you don't have weights or you're choosing to do the body weight alternative, again, you're gonna do 15. Otherwise, we're gonna do 8. Again, I like to hold at the top for just a second like I'm pinching a pencil. I'm gonna do 2 more just for good measure. Whew. Last one. Okay. The next exercise, I'm going to move this bench over. Let's move this weight out of the way. And we're going to do a bridge. The reason we move this bench over is we can't lay flat on our backs during our second trimester and further on in the pregnancy. Some people may say, well, you can if it's only for a short period of time. I'm not gonna take any risks, so I'm not gonna do it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna sit here like this. I'm gonna have my arms right here to steady me. And then I'm gonna bring it the bench right underneath my shoulder blade, and I'm gonna slowly sit up like this. And we're gonna do, at the top, you're gonna squeeze your booty together. Squeeze your butt cheeks together, and then back down. Whew, my baby is moving. We're gonna do 15 of these. Last one. Whew. My hamstrings are on fire. I'm sorry. So are my quads. The next variation is you're gonna add the band. If you don't have a band, but you feel like you can do another variation and the bridge just seems a little too easy, have one leg up and do a one-legged bridge. You'll start to feel it in that glute even more. With the bands, you're gonna keep your feet kind of hip widths apart. Again, same position. The shoulder blade tips should be right at the bench, and you're gonna lift up and lift out a little bit with your legs. Now, you're not totally collapsing. My booty really never hits the floor. But at the top, I'm doing a little bit of a push out. And we're gonna do 10 of these. All right, the last exercise is I'm gonna take the band off and we're gonna put the soles of our feet together, bring ourselves up to the bench, and we're gonna try to do a bridge like this. Okay, it's gonna feel a little awkward. If it feels too awkward or unsteady or unsafe, just do the one-legged bridge or the regular body weight bridge. If you can do this kind of frog bridge, we're gonna do 8 of these. Whew. Okay, done. That is the end of that part of the workout. This next part, so I'm just gonna push this away, is going to be max reps of these exercises. The first exercise is you're gonna kind of lay on your side with the top leg with your foot planted on the ground. You're gonna be like this and you're just gonna lift this bottom leg up. And what this is to do is to work this inner thigh. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can lie flat down like this. If you need a pillow underneath your belly, get a pillow. Now, I'm not gonna do max reps because I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm gonna attempt to do about 40 of these on this side. And I'm at 25. The movement's not very big, but you should start to feel it right in this inner thigh. Whew, good. And now we're gonna switch sides. I'm gonna kick this a little bit farther away. You have to resituate yourself to make sure that the inner portion of that foot is kicking up. Do so. And that was 25 for me, so I have 15 more. The next exercise is going to be max reps of, you're going to be seated with one leg bent, the other leg straight out in front of you. If you want to put one hand behind you, both hands behind you, that's fine. Keep your chest open, and what you're just going to do is leg lifts. And this is, again, max. For me, I know the last time I did 45, after just demoing that one, I'm going to go for 20, and that's going to be my max. So toe goes straight up. You can also do toe out to the side afterwards if you want to get that inner thigh again. I'm just going to do toe straight up to get the quadriceps muscle. That was 20 for me, and that was very difficult. I'm kind of pushing myself back into a little bit of an incline just because that seems the most comfortable for me. Otherwise, I feel like I'm putting too much pressure like in the crease right here between my thigh and my belly. So I'm just moving back a little bit. My arms are a little bit bent. Toe is straight up. Other leg, I'm going to try for 20. was really aggressive. When I wrote this workout, I said a minute for each leg. I don't think that that's going to happen. Last exercise of the whole workout is going to be a stationary in and out abs. So what that's going to be is, instead of jumping both feet in and then jumping them back to the plank, what you're going to do is you're going to get both feet out into a plank, and you're going to bring one foot in and then the other foot, one foot back and then the other foot. That way we're still doing a little bit of core. Now again, you cannot do these if you have that diastasis recti. And if you're not sure if you do, ask your doctor at your next visit, but don't do any ab exercise until you know that you don't have it. This is gonna get a little bit of our shoulders, get our heart rate up. It's not really legs, but I want to do a little bit of abs. Now, if that's too difficult, you can always just hold this into a stationary plank. That way you still get your shoulders, still get your abs. I'm gonna try to do 10 more. Okay, and we are done. Time for our cool down. I'm gonna start on the floor. Since I'm already on the floor, I'm gonna start with a seated figure 4 stretch. So you're gonna bring one foot over this leg, create a figure 4, and then I can feel this already. You're gonna feel this in the side of the hip, that leg that's bent. You can keep your arms straight. You can push yourself as forward as you can go if that feels comfortable. Don't force it or rock back and forth. It's gonna be just a gentle stretch. Let's get our heart rates to come down. It's very important after every single exercise, every single workout that you do, even walking, to make sure that you drink a lot of water. I used to always preach to my pregnant patients about how much water they needed to drink and how their urine was supposed to be almost clear. And now on the other side of the patient-doctor relationship, I want to tell myself that that is almost unachievable for some people. I do feel like I drink water all day, every day, and still am never able to achieve that. So, all right, now we're gonna cross our legs, one leg here close to the other leg straight in front. We're gonna lift our arm up and stretch over to the side, stretch out the oblique. This feels fantastic. We didn't really work the obliques specifically, but it's always good to stretch out the sides, especially as everything is stretching. I'm gonna kind of go here and I'm gonna push myself up to the front a little bit and then over to the side. So I start to feel that stretch in that outer thigh and hip area again. Good, I'm gonna do the same. And I go over towards the knee and then I just push my forearm down so I can feel that right here in that outer thigh and hip. And that is the end of the workout. Now, if you need more of a cool down, feel free to go for a walk and don't forget to stretch both your hamstrings and your quadriceps. We worked those really hard today. If tomorrow you're still feeling a little bit sore, try to do some active stretching in the morning. That way you work the lactic acid out. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the workout, and if you did, don't forget to like and follow us on Instagram and YouTube. See you next week.